By my count, he gave up 2 sacks, had another near sack given up, hands to the face penalty as well. I guess Mike McCarthy's butt-wiping description to us on Friday was accurate when he talked about how hard it is to switch sides. Now, I'm going to pull a 10-year show trick on you if you had a problem with this. Because a lot of people did. The majority of Tolos, of course, having an issue with Terence Steele being moved to left tackle. What was a better solution? What else should they have done? One, if you say Ty Nsekhe, he was getting beat in the Minnesota game when he went in for Tyron. So I have zero confidence that Ty Nsekhe would have been any better. I'm crossing that one out. If you want to tell me Leal on the left side, you got to convince me that him not playing left tackle since his college days would not have had a similar effect. And you got to convince me he was going to be fine in his first game back conditioning-wise, because I saw the Fox cameras catching him on the sideline, huffing and puffing. Someone tweeted me, why is Leal over there with the oxygen mask? I mean, because he hasn't played in nearly 2 months. He's been out. That's why they said they wanted to sit him out against the Vikings, even though he was eligible to come back and get on the field. It was a conditioning thing. So how much better? It's easy to say, well, Leal Collins should have been there at left tackle. You don't mess with the offensive line. You're still messing with one position because Leal is used to the right side anyway. So you're going to be messing with one position no matter what. But, man, Terence Steele star down for that day as Jonathan Cooper was eating him up.
I'm going to read the little blurb on Pro Football Focus on what they had to say about the Cowboys' offensive line. Dallas was solid in pass protection outside of Terence Steele. The second-year tackle allowed 11 pressures, 9 hurries, and 2 sacks. The majority of the damage...
Wait. Say those numbers again. 11?
11 pressures,
yeah.
9 hurries, 2 sacks. The majority of the damage was done in the fourth quarter when he allowed 8 pressures, 7 hurries, and a sack.
Fourth quarter, 8?
8 pressures, 7 hurries, and a sack.
Wow.
He finished with a pass block grade of 44.
Thought it would have been lower.
That's awful. Now, that's not a pass block win rate. That's just a pass block grade. Surely his pass block win rate was, I mean, if he allowed 11 pressures, I assume there's like 60 plays, so he still stopped 5 of 6. But that, defensive linemen, typically, even the great ones get home 1 out of 5 times.
Yeah. We were talking about that with Mark Schlereth on Friday. He's like, wow, you're a defensive lineman. You win 1 out of every 6. You get rewarded.
You go to the Hall of Fame.
I give up 1. I'm a bum.
You're right. So, for example, Micah Parsons gets home. He wins his individual pass rush 24% of the time. Myles Garrett wins it 29%. Not much difference. And that's just this year. So that's like 1 of 5 for Micah, or 1 of 4.5. And that's basically what Steele was allowing, 1 of 5 to get home. But when you're an offensive lineman, if you allow that, no.
But wait, you said Terence Steele allowed how many pressures?
11 total pressures, 9 hurries, and 2 sacks.
Okay, well, to be fair, Tyron Smith allowed 5 the whole season.
The whole season.
Okay, the whole season. Yeah.
But look, we can't be Monday morning quarterback hindsight 20 and say Leal should have been the left tackle. Now, would he have given up that much? Probably not. But there was a reason Dave Hellman was kind of making fun of us as a fan base, saying that there's not this much offensive line talk in any other city that has an NFL team. And the reason there was so much talk is because it was such a fascinating discussion that none of us had a clear answer to. None of us sat here banging our hand. First off, it's offensive line, so we're not going to pretend to, be Anthony Munoz breaking down technique up here. But none of us sat here screaming and yelling, at least with the microphones in front of our face. Maybe on the fan text, some of you said something different, but we didn't have a clear-cut answer to this and what you do, especially the way that Terence Steele was playing. He was more in rhythm. He was more in shape than Leal Collins. And it was an interesting coin flip.
I mean,
and they lost it.
You may want to throw Trayvon Diggs into this argument, but who is the most overachieving Cowboy player so far this season?
Terence Steele.
It's Terence Steele. So he had a bad game yesterday. Probably a really bad game, but still, most overachieving player.
He did have a bad game. And to be fair, when the game was still somewhat in the balance, right, he was okay. I mean, how many of those came in the fourth quarter? What did we say? It was 9 pressures?
8, 7, and 1.
8, 7, and 1 in the fourth. 8 pressures, 7 hurries, 1 sack in the fourth quarter.
When they're probably teeing off more.
Teeing off. So he was, for the most part, he was okay. Wasn't great, but he was okay.
So now what do you do? Let's just say Tyron's out for the Falcons. Left tackle, Falcons, nightmares coming back. Do you stick with this and give Steele help, or do you make another switch and put Leal at left tackle?
I would stick with this.
I would too.
Yeah, because I'm going to assume, probably a mistake, that he gets better week to week.
More comfortable.
Maybe not better, but just, more.
Second
accustomed.
week in a row wiping with his left hand.
Exactly, which it can only be, and like I said, anybody who's had surgery, and I haven't had surgery on this rotator yet, but I'm going to. But that left-handed wipe, you can't use the stranger. It's very difficult to use the stranger. You need the same kind of movement. You can't do it. So we'll see what happens with Steele. I would keep him there this week.